Alright, so the boss is too high of a level. He's level 8. We are level 5, so we're gonna skip that. I'm gonna try to talk to everybody here, see what they're up to first.
I really thought Shadowheart and Lae'zel might fight to the death over that artifact. A pity. It would have made for a fine night's entertainment.
Excuse me.
Very glad Shadowheart and Lae'zel settled things without letting any blood. I would have enjoyed the spectacle, but not losing either one of those lunatics.
Curious. I drained you dry, yet your body seems no more worse for wear. Perhaps I might find use for it again. It is over where I am concerned. It is through conflict that we strengthen our bonds, yet I do not recommend Shadowheart seek it again. The next resolution may not end in her favor. Perhaps if I'm in need of relief. Until then, I'll enjoy watching you squirm from the anticipation of it.
Okay, that's her, and we have Gale here.
I'll say one thing for our troop. We're not short on drama. I'm glad Shadowheart and Lae'zel settled their differences peacefully. Eventually.
Okay, he has nothing more to say, that's good. Where's the rest of the people? As well.
I hope that's the end of this silly quarrel. They'll have no energy for battling our enemies if Lae'zel and Shadowheart are too busy squabbling among themselves.
I don't think there'll be any more trouble between Lae'zel and I, if you were wondering. We can all sleep easier now. Well, apart from all the rest.
Relax. We'll kiss and make up on our own time. Someone prodding at a newly opened wound doesn't help matters.
Okay, what does Helsen have to say about this?
You wish to speak? Wonderfully. If I'm honest, the Grove was too comfortable for my taste. I'll miss my books. But I can find all the wisdom they contain out here, firsthand. Is that so? Well, I studied a drow attack. Hideous, but fascinating. Like, hopefully. I've chosen a successor as first druid. Precisely. Who indeed? You do not know, and neither do any of the others. The Grove needs to move beyond the mistakes of the past. What it needs is an unknown quantity. An outsider who can enforce the Oakfather's teaching. This is why I chose Francesca. She will restore simplicity and purity to the Grove in my absence. Resentment will spring up like mushrooms no matter what I do. You can... Impressive. Most would quake at the mere thought of delving that far into the Underdark. What did you find? Keep looking. If they're present, then it's likely there's a route to Moonrise somewhere. It may prove impossible to avoid the Shadow Curse entirely, but if you find any way to limit your exposure, seize it.
Okay.
Those illithid creatures threaten the... There's also the Shadow Curse. I helped overthrow Ketheric Thormund. If I can join you and get close to Moonrise, perhaps I can lift this curse. Well, what Ketheric Thorm unleashed is not something that nature can undo, but I studied the Shadow Curse for years. But perhaps. But we'll need to put it from your mind for now. Once we near the curse, then there will be more to be said. Precisely. But in my eagerness, I put far too much faith in the abilities of Aradin and his band. We didn't even get close. miss it. Be wary of anyone who... I'm just glad to be out here amidst the Oak Fathers. In other circumstances, I would have done the same, perhaps. But with such stimulating company, never better.
Alright, he has nothing to say. Okay, so relieve camp. Return to my adventure, or... Let's see, I need to go to my Nautiloid colony, that's where we need to go, so...
There's something I want to talk to you about. Something important. I could have died in that pod, back on the Nautiloid. You could have died, spending precious moments trying to free me, but you did it anyway. I owe you my life. Twice over, in fact. You supported me against Lae'zel. I may not have survived that night without you. I'm trying to say that you've earned my trust in a way very few ever have. I want that to mean something. I want you to know more about me, at least from what I can remember. As long as I've prayed to Lady Shah, I've wished to serve her as a Dark Justiciar. There is scarcely a greater way to fully dedicate yourself to Lady Shah, save perhaps if you become the head of her church. To become a Dark Justiciar is to become the Night Singer's sword arm, her implement with which she will cast down the unbelievers and win the final battle to restore her perfect, endless darkness. It's all I ever wanted. I prayed it was my calling. But Mother forbid me from seeking to prove myself worthy of the rank. She said I was not ready. Not my mother, I should add. The Mother Superior, head of Lady Shah's enclave in Baldur's Gate. Sometimes I wonder if she would ever deem me ready. I owe her everything, and I only wish to serve, yet she can prove inscrutable. Dark Justiciars are hated by many, judged to be ruthless fanatics. Even the few who would accept a follower of Lady Shah would likely balk at a Justiciar in their midst. But there's a simpler answer to your question. I simply forgot about the desire I had until I saw some things that reminded me. Now, I can't get it out of my mind. I don't know. Perhaps if I succeed in my mission and reach Baldur's Gate. Hope has little place amongst Lady Shah's children. It's an illusion, a distraction. But for this, I hope my time will yet come. Very serious of you, but go ahead. Always good when I'm with you.
Okay. Let's go and finish our stuff here.
Somehow you look worse than last I saw you.
Thanks, boss. We'll be looking a lot worse if not for help from a friend.
Aye, same as us, I expect.
The Myconids are trying to help, but I keep seeing my friends in Moonrise screaming. My friends are trapped in Moonrise.
Wait, that's somebody else. Oh, wait, hang on.
Freedom. I'd forgotten how it felt. Thank you.
Thanks again for offing that drow. Only made it here because of you. But I can't stop thinking about the rest of us. Stuck in Moonrise with a bunch of sadists. Poor bastards.
We'll get him out. He's gonna finish.
No need for me to ask how you fared. Some of my kin have already made it here, safe and sound.
It's past time we were back in the city.
But if you find yourself there, call on us. The Iron Hand gnomes are good friends to have.
I heard about Warbron. But the cause is bigger than any one of us.
You've made sure his work is done, even if he's not there to see it. He'd be grateful.
Peacebringer, be at home. The Drow sought to shatter our circle. Now his flesh may feed its growth. In dealing death, you have brought this circle life, and thus we name you Life Chanter. As our circle grows, so shall your song. Wherever you go, only listen, and you may hear it.
I received Envoy's amulet. I accept it. Okay, let's go talk to Blurg.
Ah, the Mushroom Hunter. Have you made any new discoveries? A fascinating topic. May I ask the reason for your interest? You were infected by an illithid tadpole. It's a miracle you're still intact. You must be worried sick, but have no fear. I have a friend who may be able to assist. Omelium!
I hope this is important, Blurg. My Zerkwood samples need constant attention.
It is. This adventurer has an illithid tadpole inside his head, but he hasn't turned.
No ceremorphosis? That's impossible, but intriguing. Are you looking to have it extracted?
Geich, your head will make a fine trophy for my queen.
Please hold. I understand your rage against my kin. One of my brethren forced a tadpole into your eye. Or ear, perhaps? But I assure you, I stand with the Society of Brilliance, not the colonies of my people.
Fool! They infest your head and invade your dreams, and still you would parley.
I ask only that you refrain from violence. I respect that your opinion of my kind may be charged. If that settles matters for the time being, would you like a diagnosis? Open your mind to me. Let us see what lurks within.
As the Mellowum's mind pierces yours, the tadpole pulses with power. It feels 10 times its size. Alive, awake, almost smug.
This is most unusual. The incubation period should be complete, as should your transformation. But the larva is infused with strange magic. It appears to be in some form of stasis. No, it appears to be shielded from physical and magical influence. And even without the shield, the extraction would involve severe cranial trauma. It is not ideal. The process would surely kill you. But not to worry. Should you transform, I will happily perform a new examination. A Nautiloid? Fascinating. I have never set foot on one myself. They were our warships during the greatest eras of the Illithid Empire. We ruled the entire astral plane from their decks. The design was lost when the Gith rebelled and ended our dominion. Of course. I am sorry I cannot assist you in its removal. But I have an idea.
Oh, perhaps I should start taking notes.
There may be a way to bypass that stasis. There are many alchemical substances that can influence the mind. I do not intend to shatter its protection. I need only bypass the interference that prevents me from communicating with the lava. A tincture distilled from a collection of rare mushrooms. They have subtle psionic influence. I would require a fresh tongue of madness and Timisk spores. But be warned, in their natural state, both of these mushrooms can be quite dangerous. Timisks cause confusion in those that approach them. The tongue is self-explanatory.
The Underdark, of course, although they are quite rare, and their discovery perilous. I imagine Lenore would have them in her possession. She served Mistra as a cleric. She is quite fond of her garden. Lenore has always been a lonely sort. Nature was her only companion. I offered her the chance to join the society, but she refused. Her experiments on Susa bark took priority.
My formula will hamper the more harmful effects once the mushrooms are brewed into a potion. Your sanity, however much you possess, should remain intact. May your travels be safe and swift.
Okay, let me talk to Lord.
Welcome back. Have you made any new discoveries? I do very well. I have mushrooms.
Alright.